that is it for our roadmap for 2025. I'm assuming you guys have questions. I don't know if I can answer all of them. I'm sure there's a bunch I can't. But let's see what you guys have for questions. Back to the other scene. Any chance for a 1-versus-1 feud so we don't have to wait for our teammates? I don't know if that's doable, but that'd be fun. I know some people kind of like the fact that it's not 1-versus-1 and you actually have to participate, but I definitely know a bunch of people that would like that. Platinum Patrick noticed a bunch of improvement. Yeah, there's been a lot too. It's often hard to see when you're like playing and like you see it day to day, but when you compare the amount of stuff that you, especially like the free posters, the resources and things like that, when you see it day to day, you don't necessarily how much more you're getting now, but I can tell you that from a data standpoint, it is night and day how much more it's easy to get stuff now than it was like even just a year ago. When will we see Penta in game? Dude, he was like, he was announced last night on TV, so not for a while. No characters and things like that. Like, it's not exactly something you can like release on the next day. Like, it takes like, they got to be designed, they got to get approved by WWE. Some of them got to be approved by the wrestler itself. Like, there's a lot of step that goes into getting someone in game. There be a showdown energy change. There's showdown energy changes almost every showdown, so probably. But obviously it's an energy mode, like it's an energy-based mode in the first place. You'd love to see another NXT month. You see, the problem with NXT, though, is that you never know if they're going to make it to the main roster. So it's always touchy to get NXT characters in game, because like, if they don't end up making it on the main roster or they get cut, then you can't have them in game anymore. So it's always tricky to get NXT. But yeah, I mean, NXT is stacked. Like, I'd have a field day to pick people from there. We have more league coming soon. We just add leagues. A lot of people are not even 24 yet, and that's like among the top players. So I don't think we need leagues anytime soon. Any road tour coming soon? Not that I know of. But I mean, they're usually released every like few months. Any change to change the game name? You ever heard of a game that changed name? Ever? No. Need updated shard chests. I mean, every shard chests are different, so they're pretty constantly getting updated because it's always new ones. Will the next Evo level be 7-star bronze, or will there be some other Evo concept? That's not even something I know about. That's something more for the game designers, but I would think we're not any close to that right now. I mean, we just add 6-star gold like what? Not even 6 months ago. You got to work late, and what did you miss? You missed everything. We just did the roadmap. You're lucky we're gonna do it again in a couple minutes, so technically you didn't miss it yet. The daily login, they change every time. They always change the daily login. Like, it's different characters every month on the daily calendar. Any more outside collaboration coming soon? You love the Rocky, TMNT, and Ghostbusters? Oh, that's obviously something we couldn't be able to talk about until that happens, if it were to happen. I mean, obviously, that's different companies that you gotta deal with. So those things usually come with their share of restrictions, but that's definitely something that players enjoyed, and that's something that we like on our end too. So we're definitely not closing the door on that, but nothing to announce for now. There be change to faction weekly quests. I mean, not that I have any info on, but I mean that's part of the everything we're looking at improving. Diamond pulls and headliner pulls update. They don't really need an update because they serve their purpose. I mean, those are for like people that are working on their early roster. That's not really something that was ever designed for endgame. So they serve the purpose of the people that are working on the roster that need those tokens. That's the best way for people to get those tokens. That's not really an endgame mechanic by any means. We're getting more older character revamp like with the NWO and DX. I think that's something that we've been pretty consistently doing, especially in the last year. Like we've been doing a lot of revamps, some of them very damn strong too. We're definitely like that. That's a lot of that is part of the like the newer player experience I was talking about. Like even the free characters that you're getting every MLC and those posters we're giving away and all those revamps. I mean, we're not talking small stuff anymore. Like I remember like 4 years ago or so, like you were getting a revamp and he was still useless. Like you couldn't do anything with it anyway. Nowadays, those revamps are pretty damn good. And even the free characters are pretty damn good too. I mean, sure, if you compare to like some super premium character, the super premium one is going to be better, but that doesn't mean you can't win with the free one or the revamp one. I mean, you just got to play with like intelligently. Maybe you're not going to win turn one against it, but you can definitely win. A Tech TED Divide revamp. I had no idea what's a TED Divide. Was that intended to be like TED WSC autocorrected into Divide? Something like that? Obviously, if there's revamp in the word, you're not going to know about it until we tell you about it. Those are meant as a surprise. Like I said, that's like an ongoing process that we're doing like on a regular base. So you can definitely expect more revamps. Takes forever to level max promoter for their ability. I mean, promoter were designed as a long-term goal. So that's pretty much by design. Like you're not supposed to just bum rush and max out all your promoters. Like you're supposed to do it over a long period of time. That's why like their tokens are pretty scarce. Older moment, getting a revamp. Yeah, that was nice. Like that's pretty new, revamping moment. I think the reception's been pretty good on it too. I hope we do more. I don't know if we will, but I think that's something we got some pretty positive feedback on. So I would think that's probably something we might do in the future. Again, not really. I don't really have anything to do with that part, but I'd like to do that to see more of that too. That I don't really have a say as far as offers go, so I can't really say anything about that either. Why do Merrick's cascade so much? Well, that's because Merrick's is playing on his own private server that is built on a curse stone. So whatever he does, he's going to get screwed regardless. That's what happens when you hacks. When will I go grand camping? Oh man, I know someone. I keep bringing that one up. You will never hear the end of it. Be cool in that as showdown shop to be offered moments we currently don't have in your inventory. Well, the shops are not based on your own inventory. Like shops have their own, like, I don't want to say loot table, but like they have their own shop table. I mean, obviously the showdown shop is going to get some love with the update for sure. Yeah. As far as what's in it, I don't know. But it's going to be better. That's for sure. Alan. Yeah, I don't know if that's part of it, McManamy, but yeah, I would like that myself as well. There's a lot of stuff on the MSF portal that's pretty cool that I would love to have too. But there's also a lot of stuff on our portal that they don't have. So they're obviously completely different system too. But yeah, there's a lot of good integration that we have a pretty big team and everyone has some pretty great IDs. So I'm excited to see what makes it. A button to clear feud and showdown lineup. That's definitely on the suggestion boards that I saw. I don't know if it's going to make it or not, but yeah, that's a, I mean, that's a pretty common request for sure. Legacy moment rotated in midweek prize. Well, I mean, moments kind of rotate in different places. Plus, there's the moment bags too. But obviously, I mean, you can't have all moments in there too. Like some have their rarity that are like much more rare than others. So you're gonna have certain moments that are gonna be like more exclusive to like leaderboards and like much higher tier rewards and things like that. But there's usually like a pretty good rotation for where they're available. But I mean, obviously, the rarer ones are meant to be rare. I don't have anything to do with the cost of items, so I can't say for that much. Custom titles. That Eric, that's along the line that we're pitching a bunch of ID when on the roadmap we were talking about customization. Like there's so much thing that could be done there, like be it from like visual customization, like your home screen, colors, like your ring, cell shading. I would love a cell shader. That would be so cool. And there's a lot of different stuff, but it's about like none of that stuff is easy. So it's about like seeing what can and can be done, what people want or don't want to. Like, because obviously you don't want to do something that's going to be super complicated, but then have the people don't care about. There's no point in doing that. But yeah, customization is something that's pretty big in games in general. Don't have a lot of that here. And also, that's only the visual part of customization. I mean, there's endless possibility as far as character customization too, like those cookie cutter builds and things like that, like ways to customize how your character behave. I mean, there's again, like there's none of that that is coming anytime soon, but I mean, there's a lot of options. Nice, Tiger King. VM Flash Feud leaderboard rewards. Well, again, that's something that pretty much changed every feud. I mean, but I think like Flash feuds, as far as rewards in general, are typically much more giving than regular feuds in the first place. In-game trading, that's something I'd be very surprised you ever see. You'd have one guy that just buys everything and feeds a whole faction. Stronger has been getting strong. Your roster's been getting stronger over the year. Yeah, that's the way. I mean, that's what tells you you're doing something right. That's how it should go. Like your roster should, and it should definitely be increasing at a much faster pace these days too. Any female new gen is just Alondra CSS. Yeah, unfortunately, those eras, it's pretty hard to get characters. I mean, there wasn't that many to begin with, and then you got only so much you can choose from too. It's not like someone who's on the active roster with a contract. The password queue for feud that only feud partner know. You know, I normally hear that about faction boss more than faction feud. Search bar for coach trainers as well as yeah. That's that. I know that one is on the suggestion board for sure. 30-man rumble matches. Hey, but while we're talking about that, how do you like daily the daily up to 30x multiplier for your rewards? You don't think it's a coincidence that the game started improving since I started working there? Well, I can tell you that I'm not the one doing it. So I definitely have input, but so does everyone else on the team too. So there's no credit for me. That's credit for the people taking the decisions and then the people making it happen. We got a very damn good team. It's a pretty big team too. It's been increasing, like it's been getting a lot bigger since I started too. Like we have a lot more people. Like we're an 8-year-old game, but like I said, we're not going anywhere. The game is like improving a lot. The team is growing a lot. The company love the game too. Like we're not going anywhere. Even though the tinfoil community keeps saying that we're sunsetting, that'd be pretty stupid to spend that much money on development if we're sunsetting, don't you think? Ability to customize the move in auto so your poster hit the move in the right order. Yeah, that I would love that, Professor. Fake G. Let's just. I'll call you Fake G instead of Professor because I hate to say that word. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, that would pretty much need a complete overhaul of the AI, but that would be a super nice feature. I actually was talking about that last week. Fake G, or we could call you Team UG. That would work too. A way to manage all the plays? Yeah. I would love that. Or like even just a like sort alphabetically, that'd be nice. But I mean we did so with like we did the filters with the belts and everything. I mean that's part of the things that like we want to ameliorate the experience overall for a lot of things, so that kind of fits that too. Oops, I might have started something there. Strap filter has been great. I mean that strap filter has been a top request for many years. 2 times feud speed for all. Well, don't you think that would go against the point of having it be a perk of the subscription? What's the point if you end up giving it to everyone? Like the whole point is to make it part of the subscription. Tagging for boss battle? I'm not too sure how that would work, but it could make sense. Trick Williams. I like that NXT roster is like very strong. And the women's division is like nuts. And the male too, but yeah, it's a very stacked NXT roster. Pick the same era or the NOAE family. I mean, you could literally have an entire era of an NOAE family. Like, there's a lot of people. Speed boost for boss battle, that could never happen. And you can't have a speed boost for boss battle because it's in real time with, like, it's a real time timer with the AI and 4 different people. Which, by the way, a common misconception when you have connection error on boss battle, stop queuing with people on the other side of the planet. It tells you where they are for a reason. If you're in America and you queue with someone in Australia, it's the other side of the planet. What do you think is going to happen? What does happen when you play a shooter with someone on the other side of the planet? There's that ping thingy. That's where you're going to get your connection issue. So look who you're queuing with, and you're going to have a lot less headaches. Any talk of a new era in game? There's been talk for a long time, but WWE doesn't have a name for an era. I mean, they've been calling it the Netflix era on TV. I can't see that making it. Like that little Netflix logo on each card. But I'd love a new era. But yeah, that's not up to us. New gen female needed. Yeah, we need to rewrite history and make more. Netflix holographic card. You know, it's funny. I was talking about that like not too long ago, like foil cards and things like that. Played too much Magic in my days.